How's it going, everyone? So I just thought I would want to show you, guys, my grandparents' garden. It is an absolute, great, beautiful garden, filled with a lot of produce. It is quite productive when it's at its sort of like peak, optimum growing time, but it is just an ordinary backyard. It is probably a bit bigger than the average backyard, but they have fit so much in, so I thought I might show you guys around. But also, quickly before I forget, I am also on Twitter now, so if you want to follow me on that, it's Jacobs_BG. There'll be a little thing down there showing my username and stuff, so make sure you follow me for that. I'll be posting more updates and photos and anything else that I like in sort of the gardening world, so make sure you follow me for that. But now, yeah, I'll just show you around a grandparents' garden and show you guys what it's like. Okay, so first are the veggie gardens. They have 5 of these wooden raised veggie gardens. There was another one right here, but they took that down. And there's not a lot happening right now. This is a zucchini that's coming to the end. This big self-sown rocket. It was actually only this size about 2-3 weeks ago, so it's grown heaps and heaps, and there's actually some more growing in there. But yeah, like this did have a lot of sweet corn, and it had the zucchini and some other leafy greens around here. We've planted out some cabbages and broccolis in this bed. You can see the little the little seedlings in here, and also in that bed over there, there's a few of them there. In this one, it's really mainly herbs. There's some oregano here, which the bees really love. You can see that little fella right there. And also some nice thyme and a lot of lemongrass, which I'm very happy because I love using that. Then they've also got some, just some little silver beet and a little broccoli there, because there were a lot of broccoli and broccolini around here. Then along in this bed, there is heaps and heaps of silver beet. This stuff just seems to keep on growing, doesn't want to quit at all. This has been growing for quite a few months now, and the seed that this was actually grown from said that it was expired sort of 2007, so the seed was really meant to be almost dead for 10 years, but it's been one of the best silver beet I've ever known. So yeah, so they've got like these nice raised beds. They only take up, that's probably from here to there, it's probably about 8 meters or so, then maybe 10, so yeah, maybe like 80 square meters or so. And they fit in these nice beds, which are about 1 meter by 3 meters long, so times up by 5, about 15 meters squared of growing space. So anyone can really fit that in their backyard. Then along the side here, got some snow peas growing. They've actually got a nice red seedless grape. That's all just 1 year's growth right there. So that's really good. Then they have all these fruit trees. Now this one right here is a peach, but they did also have another peach there and another one there. So there was really 2 more peaches there, and then a nectarine right there, and where those flowers are, there was another one. And then that big one there that you see, that's another big nectarine, still needs to be pruned. But so really they had, in this space along here, they had about 7 or so fruit trees. Just became a bit too much maintenance for them, so they cut them down. But I mean, they fit so much in, and they were quite closely planted, but they seemed to be doing so well. And the peaches that we picked from this tree right here, don't know the variety, but they were absolutely delicious, nice, big and juicy. Then along here they've got a lemon tree and a kaffir lime. Again, they fit in really as much as they can. Then they have a golden queen peach along there, and then come along the back, there is also an apricot tree around here which we just pruned. So again, they fit in so much, and really whatever it is, they try and fit in produce. There's a grape here which is almost a bit of a weed, trying to get rid of that. Rosemary hedges and other things like that, wherever they can, it's produce. Now I understand that for some people in their backyard, they might not want all those fruit trees. I mean, they might want them, but they might not be able to because their backyard is incredibly small, but also they grow quite big. That is where you can get these fruit trees. These are peach, but they are dwarf. So these are only, this one is a bit under 2 meters tall, and that one's only 1.5 meters tall, and they're about the same width and length as well. So they're quite small, quite compact, but they produce a lot of fruit, which it's all harvested now, but I mean there's a lot. And as you can see in this bed might only be 5 square meters or so, but they've got 2 fruit trees. They've actually got some self-sown potatoes along here. They're quite nice, and also a rhubarb right here. So you can see that they fitted in a lot just for this small bed. And also in between there are flowers and stuff, but if it was me, I would then put other vegetables and sort of perennials in there, or like strawberries or something like that as well. So you really can fit a lot more than you think, and this is the good thing about their garden. I almost forgot, but they do also have a mandarin tree in the back corner. You can see there's a small one that's becoming quite nice and ripe, but again, you know, they just fit it in as much as they can. So really, all up, they have over 10 fruit trees, and this is just a decent backyard. Again, it's a bit bigger than the average backyard, but it's still quite nice how much they actually put in. Then along here they have a nice simple 2-bay compost system, and if you have a look at this stuff, you can see all the worms. Absolutely fabulous. You can see there's one there, one there, one there, small here. I'll pick them up. They're absolutely everywhere. It's just full of life. You can see a few wriggling around right here. And this was all just from them getting all of their garden waste. Now that isn't just vegetable scraps, as you can see in this bay here, like carrots and potato peels, but also their dried leaves. If we dig down a bit further, you'll see that it is also prunings from all the ornamental plants. So you can just compost anything, and like they built it up just like this. This is more of a cold compost heap because they don't really turn it that much, but it all breaks down and it turns into this beautiful black gold. And so we're going to be feeding this to the veggie beds and fruit trees probably in the next few weeks. Okay, so that's really the main of the garden, but now I want to bring it down a bit and just imagine, say, along this fence, like along this sort of lattice fence, and along there, just this area is your backyard, because that is probably at least the average size backyard, at least. Now you can easily see that you can have a really productive backyard garden in just this space. As you can see, you've already fitted in 15 meters worth of growing space, plus you could have a couple of fruit trees, 3 or 4 fruit trees along there, and then also a few more along here, all turn that into a perennial bed. Now if you want to increase your productivity, you could grow things in between your fruit trees as well. Say like you could grow raspberries or strawberries, asparagus, rhubarb, all those sort of things in between your fruit trees as well. And then obviously you've got your vegetable and herb garden beds along here. And not to mention as well, citrus can easily grow quite small areas, as well as pots as well. So that's another option. And so you can see in this imaginable small backyard, you have got so much produce that you will be pumping out for yourself and your family. So that is definitely an option if you guys are looking to increase your productivity, but you do have a really small backyard. So there you go, guys. That's the tour of where I'm staying at the moment in Adelaide. So it is quite a good backyard. I mean, it is nice that it is a bit bigger. So there's a bit of room for all of us, but again, it produces so much food, and if you do have a much smaller backyard, if you just saw that last spot, you know, you can really see how much you can grow in a small space. So there's not really that much happening right now in terms of harvesting stuff besides the silver beet. That's really the only thing we're getting at the moment, and probably the rocket and herbs, but yeah, so there's not really a whole lot, but I'll make sure I keep you guys updated on how things are going. So that's really it. If you like that, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. If you have any comment suggestions or questions for me about growing food in small spaces or anything else, make sure you pop it in the comments box below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that. Click on my face, that'll be popping up around here somewhere, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Don't forget, I am on Twitter now, so make sure you follow me on that. Again, that is Jacobs_BG. Just look that up and it should come up, and just make sure you follow me for that to keep updated even further. So I hope you guys like that, and I'll catch you next time.